Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about a recent interview that Donald Trump did. And it just goes to show you in these final days, y'all, we're pretty much on our own. Whenever you got somebody that is so deep in their pathological lying, it seems like no matter what's presented to Donald Trump, he does not accept it. If you tell him the unemployment rate is high, he will tell you black jobs are doing well. If you tell him the inflation is bad in America, he'll look you in the face and tell you it's not bad out here. The economy is booming. If you tell him gas prices are too high, he will tell you he ain't concerned about Americans' financial situations. And now his newest lie is, I never said no new wars. And we know he did say it. In fact, I got video of him saying that on the campaign trail. That's why so many people are upset with him, which means that we have to face the fact we already know, many of us already know, we can't lean on this government for anything. We already know. And I think we must accept that it is just, we have to rely on us. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
One of your consistent campaign promises was no new wars, going all the way back to 2015. Did you break that promise to the American people?
No. I had to stop a country, very powerful, very dangerous country, from having a nuclear weapon because they'd use it. They'd blow up the world. They'd blow up the Middle East. They'd blow up Israel. They'd come here. They'd blow up Europe. They're nuts, okay? They're crazy people. I deal with them. And very high-strung people, really crazy, and get along with them. I like them, but you don't want to let them have a nuclear weapon. And I'm doing the world a service, but I'm doing our country a service. It's America first. I'm doing our country a service. Nice rain.
It is raining hard.
Okay. But the answer is good. Let's just keep going.
Let's keep going.
Let's power through it, right?
Here, we paused nearly 5 minutes for the rain to pass and then picked up our conversation. So you're saying you didn't break your promise, and yet, Mr. President, in your first term, you held to that promise, and it was so fundamental to who you were as a candidate to a first-term president. What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. Why would I have built the strongest military in the world? I built our military. I inherited a terrible military. We had no equipment. We had nothing. I built a tremendous military. Biden gave a lot of it away, but it's still a relatively small portion compared to what I built.
But you said it
Wait a minute,
over and
wait a minute.
over again, Mr.
Why would I build a
President.
military? Now, I didn't want to use this, but I'm doing you and everybody else a big favor. In the midst of the greatest stock market in history, in the midst of the most successful country, because as you know, in the last term, we were a dead country, Kristen. I know you're a big liberal or a big progressive.
No,
but
I'm just a journalist.
We were a dead country. A year ago, a couple of years ago, we were a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And at the all-time hottest point, which is probably now, believe it or not, you just had all brand new stock market records today. But at the hottest point in the history of our country, I took Scott, Howard, I took Pete, I took everybody into a room. I said, I have to do this country, this world, the Middle East, Israel, everybody a favor. You have Iran. They're going to have a nuclear weapon. Barack Hussein Obama signed the JCPOA. It was a horrible deal. Horrible deal. Listen to me. It was a horrible deal. It was a path to them getting a nuclear weapon. They were very close to having a nuclear weapon. I terminated the deal. Wait. Then I sent the B-2 bombers in about 9-10 months ago, and they totally obliterated the site, and I saved it. We had a choice. We could let them have a nuclear weapon, or we could go along and have some beautiful days. But they would have, it's a judgment. They would have used the nuclear weapon. And you know what? When people hear that whole scenario, when they hear me say Iran was going to have a nuclear weapon, and they're crazy, they say you're doing the right thing. I don't think it's I mean, you'll do polls because they're all fake polls anyway, especially yours. But you do polls. I just won a big election. And the reason I won an election is people have confidence in me, have good judgment. I had to make a judgment. Do I want to go along and have a country that's doing really well, but somebody is going to try and kill us? Or do I want to put out that horrible threat? And I did. I put it out. I put it out for many, many years. Now I'm going to put it out permanently. I'm going to do it either through negotiation, where we're very close to a deal, or I'm going to blow the hell out of them, to be honest with you. And it's going to be very easy for me to do. That's actually the easier path. So when you say I promised, I didn't promise anything. I don't like these endless wars. This is not an endless war. We've been doing this for 3 months. Much of it has been under the form, a pretty good form of ceasefire. The blockade has been amazing. Our Navy is amazing. Our military is the best in the world. Hey, we took over a very powerful country, Venezuela, a lot of soldiers, big, strong military. We took over Venezuela in a matter of minutes. We destroyed the capability of Iran in a matter of days. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Now I'm going to finish it. But remember, you were in Vietnam 19 years because stupid people. You were in so many different countries. Every war you were in for years. Look at Iraq. Look what you were. You were there for years. Yeah. We're there for a few months, and the threat is largely over. Soon it will be over. But you cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon, or they will blow you up.
I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. We don't need the wars.
You insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. When you say I promised, I didn't promise anything.
They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. Lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. She would get us into a World War III guaranteed, and then all of your sons and daughters will end up getting drafted to go fight for a war in a country that you've never heard of. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We go to war, we bomb the crap out of it, and then we leave. It's almost like, what are we doing? What did we get? We got nothing. We destroyed. We bombed the hell out of everything. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
Donald Trump just said that he did not campaign on no new wars on the campaign trail. he said he could not guarantee a new war. Even Donald Trump's most loyal creators on this platform and others were stunned by this statement. Are y'all fucking getting it yet? I have told you guys many times again, and I'll say it here again, Donald Trump hates the United States of America and everything that it stands for. He hates Americans so much that he's willing to just lie to your face to get into power. The very equivalent of pissing in the wind and calling it rain. On top of that, Trump is giving us a preview of what he's going to do in November. He's saying that there's election fraud in LA because they're taking too long to count the votes. Donald Trump is not happy with any result that is not what he wants. The same thing we're seeing with his executive order to end birthright citizenship. It's the same thing we're seeing with this list of media offenders where content creators and media stars are being listed as enemies of the state. And it's the same thing with Donald Trump saying that he wants to run for a third term. Donald Trump hates the Constitution of the United States. He wants a different country. I just listed 4 corners of the U.S. Constitution that Donald Trump is actively fighting. And why is Trump fighting so hard to bring down these sections of the U.S. Constitution? Because he hates the United States of America and everything that it stands for. Till next time, guys, drop a follow on TikTok, drop a follow on Instagram. Support my work for $5 a month on Instagram to subscribe or with the Venmo in my bio. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
So, when you say, I promised, I didn't promise anything. I don't like these endless wars. This is not an endless war.
I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. No more wars. No more disruptions. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Under Trump, we will have no more wars, no more disruptions, and we will have prosperity and peace for all. I am the candidate of peace. I am peace.
I hope all of the diehard Trump fans feel like complete idiots right now. In a new interview, Trump said he never promised no new wars. Are you kidding me? This is what Trump said during his victory speech after being elected president. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no new wars. They said he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. During a campaign stop in 2024 in Pennsylvania, Trump said, I will not send you to fight and die in stupid foreign wars that never end. I will not send our sons and daughters to go fight for a war in a country that you've never heard of. We're not going to do it. We're going to bring our troops home and we're going to focus on America first. That's what he said. And I guarantee if you go in the comments, you're going to hear some MAGA dude saying, well, actually, he said something. Bro, you guys got played. This is insane.
You insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war.
This is an interview Trump gave to NBC, which he later walked out of. He was pressed about the US-Israel war of Iran and denied having promised there would be no wars under his presidency. But BBC Verify has found multiple examples of him promising just that during the 2024 US election campaign.
One thing you'll never have with me, you'll never have a war. With our victory in November, the years of war, weakness, and chaos will be over. I don't have wars. No more wars, no more disruptions. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Under Trump, we will have no more wars, no more disruptions, and we will have prosperity and peace for all. War, I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
And again in his 2025 inaugural address.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
In this latest NBC interview, Trump also spoke about not getting into endless wars, another campaign pledge, and highlighted the Vietnam and Iraq wars. While those conflicts lasted years, the US-Israel war in Iran, which started under the president in February, has so far been measured in months. And President Trump says the war is necessary to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon.
You insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war.
I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. No more wars, no more disruptions. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Under Trump, we will have no more wars, no more disruptions, and we will have prosperity and peace for all. I am the candidate of peace. I am peace. We will turn the page forever on those foolish, stupid days of never-ending wars. They never ended.
Shocker, the guy who lies as much as he breathes lied about this. Just add it to the pile of all the other campaign promises that he has broken. But what kills me is that Trump JD Vance and the rest of the GOP all spent the entirety of the 2024 campaign warning that a vote for Kamala Harris meant World War III, that he was the peace candidate, and that she would be the one to get us into another endless conflict and send your sons and daughters off to war. Well, here we are, less than 2 years into Trump's second term. He's the one that dragged us into another Middle East conflict with no clear end in sight. But something that I feel like we're not talking about enough is how Trump's whole rationale for starting this war of choice with Iran is that he claims that we could not let Iran get a nuclear weapon, that we had no choice and had to attack them. However, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency, the threat of Iran acquiring a nuclear weapon is now higher than it was before the war. And I agree with the idea that Iran cannot acquire a nuclear weapon. We cannot let that happen. But it remains to be seen if Trump is capable of actually negotiating a better deal than Obama did. You know, the one that Trump ripped up.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. Why would I have built the strongest military in the world? I built our military. I inherited a terrible military.
Overseas. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars.
Never got in.
Y'all, that part when he said he built the military. How does this man build a military? This man that had bone spurs build the military? That is an outright lie. Okay. Oh, he just lies about everything. I almost laughed when he said that. I built the military. Yeah. Somehow, I don't even think you could build a dog pound that would work. All right, y'all, let's go on.
Into the Middle East. We should have never gone into the Middle East. We will turn the page forever on those foolish, stupid days of never-ending wars.
We're rebuilding our military stronger than ever before, and we are not going to deplete it again on stupid, senseless, endless wars.
I'm sorry, but you guys have to be embarrassed at this point in time. Now he's saying, well, yeah, I said no new wars, but I never promised no new wars.
What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. Why would I have built the strongest military in the world? I built our military. I inherited a terrible military. No new wars.
You started no new wars and no new wars. No new wars. We don't need the wars.
Sorry, it's guarantee, not promise, but that's where we're at now. Well, I never guaranteed no new wars. You fucking people aren't embarrassed yet?
No, they're not embarrassed. If you go online, you can find MAGA that believe everything Donald Trump is saying. We already took out their whole military over in Iran. We took out their whole navy, their whole army. We took everything out. We won the war. Yeah, there are some that are repeating what Donald Trump is saying, and they're on the internet making videos saying we won the war. So there are people dumb enough to believe him. But it's it was just 2024 when he was on the campaign trail, and he said over and over, no new wars, no new wars. Now we're probably in one of the worst military blunders that I have ever seen in my lifetime. And we have somebody that has zero ability to negotiate and get us out of it. He can't do it. He does not have the ability. He talks all that deals and negotiating, and at the end of the day, he's horrible at it. So, well, this is the hand America was dealt. I tell you what, the Most High made sure y'all had the most silliest, ridiculous, pathological lying president of all time. We know they all lie, but Donald Trump takes it to a whole new level. That's what he does. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for your support, for being here. And over on the community tab, I posted a new milestone that I hit on Etsy. I have reached 9,000 sales on Etsy. So I thank you, because without you, I would never have reached that milestone. And without you, my products would not move. So I thank each and every one of you that supported me all the way up until now. So I have one more live coming up at 3:45, and we're going to talk about something that has gone viral everywhere. And that's Donald Trump having a meltdown, snatching off his mic and storming off from an interview. You know, as a president, you got to deal with the tough questions. You got to be able to keep your composure and answer questions, even the tough ones. And he has showed he has no ability to do that. So I will see you then. Have a wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.